Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. So I've already got my Sunday lounging clothes on. My dad, I used to always make fun of him. Several years ago, he'd always talk about getting home and putting on his lounging pants, and I always thought, who does that? Okay, well, I do that now. I got my lounging pants on and my lounging shirt, so I'm relaxed and in for the night. But this is going to kind of be a potpourri of joy tonight. Because there's a few things. Let's see, I actually had to write them down because I didn't want to forget. So my first joy this week, which is kind of really interesting, I have to show you this. This is a cup I got from a client. It says, because Badass Miracle Worker isn't an official job title. And on the other side, it has my logo, which I just think is freaking amazing. And it's already my favorite cup because it's a Yeti cup, and I've never ever owned one of those, and I now understand why they're so amazing, because it keeps it hot all day. It's crazy. So I love it. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Andy. And let's see, last week I told you about the dream I had. So I actually called Nancy. I challenged all of you to reach out to somebody. So who did you reach out to? I reached out to Nancy, and we had the best conversation. I mean, I haven't talked to her in like 15 years, and it was just like picking up right where we left off, and serious, serious joy. So amazing. So grateful to reconnect with her. And I also talked to another friend of mine who I had to call to get Nancy's number, and that was fun as well because I hadn't talked to her in a while. Her name is also Nancy. And then this is sort of I met a guy earlier this week. His name was Jake. And I got home and I started thinking, Jake, oh yeah, that was the last nurse I had when I was in the hospital. I went into the hospital, I think it was last December. I had a bowel obstruction. And this is a perfect example of what I'm always saying to you people. We all have an amazing ability to touch people's lives every single day, and we don't know we have that ability. My nurse, Jake, is that guy. So this guy, Jake, in the hospital, I went in with a bowel obstruction, and for those of you that don't know, if you're not interested in too much personal information, you might want to just cut this off right now. I have an ostomy. Most of you know that. An ostomy is one of the results of my second surgery. I had 3 surgeries for cancer. It was the second one where basically it's you crap in a bag. I hate to be so graphic, but you have this bag attached to the front of you, and that's where you crap, right? It's not sexy, but I'm alive, so it's not a big deal. I've had it for almost 15 years now. So I go into the hospital with a bowel obstruction because I'm not having any movement, right? And I told you it's going to get personal. And so, Jake is my nurse, and I'm like, I have this ostomy, and this is very weird. It's always moving, and now it's not moving, so I know there's something going on. So we had a lot of conversation in the hospital about my ostomy and how long I'd had it and all this stuff, and he was just a super nice young guy. And really good nurse. Most nurses I've ever met are amazing nurses. So this is the part that for me was incredibly joyful and so amazing. When I was being discharged, Jake comes in and he's doing the typical discharge stuff, and he's giving me pain meds and all this stuff. And then he looks at me with like this serious, dead serious look, and he's like, and just in case you're interested, I thought this might be helpful. Here's some brochures on how to manage your ostomy properly. And I just looked at him, and he just started laughing because obviously 15 years, I know how to manage my ostomy. I know how to deal. That was a moment of joy because here's a guy who, he doesn't know me that well, but he took this opportunity to just connect with me on a different level. It wasn't just caretaker and, patient. He connected me in this funny way that is silly, but it told me a lot about who he is. And I am still remembering Jake. Okay, so this is the point. He doesn't know he did that. He doesn't know that a year later I'm still remembering him and how amazing he is. He doesn't know that. So if he has that ability, don't you also have that ability? And how many times might you have impacted or touched somebody's life and don't even know it? So I'm going to again encourage you. I hope that this last week you've reached out to somebody that you haven't talked to for a while. This week, I'm actually going to challenge you to reach out to me. because I've recently added to my website, improbablejoy.com. You can see my calendar out there. People always think I'm so busy and oh my God, he doesn't have time. I'm not that busy. Go look at my calendar and you can schedule an appointment to have a Zoom call with me because I would love to see anybody out there who's watching me. I would love to connect with you sometime this week, next week, whenever you have time. Go look at my calendar. I'm going to put the link below. You can just go to improbablejoy.com. My calendar's there. Click on it. Schedule an appointment with me. That would really make my week. I would be super duper excited to reconnect with some of you out there. So I hope you're well. Have a great week as you move into Monday and Thanksgiving's approaching. So take care. Love.